Hi, I just wanted to come to you guys and share the FridgeSmarts. These are my favorite product of all Tupperware, and they're our #1 seller because they're going to save you time, they're going to save you money, they're going to save you space, and you're going to eat healthier with them. So they are our FridgeSmarts, so I'm going to just tell you kind of how to use them, and then I'm going to share some tips and tricks with you for them, and so that you can maximize the life of your produce in your fridge. So the first thing is, in the back of the crisper drawer, there's an 1 to 2 inch gap. And when your fan kicks in your fridge, it's circulating air through your fridge as well as through your crisper, just at a slower rate. So that's why it's crisper. It's crisper than the rest of your fridge, but it is still dehydrating your fruits and vegetables. So you're getting your Hawaiian celery, your carrots you can tie in a knot, your strawberries go spongy and your peppers are going wrinkly, is because they're getting dehydrated. So lo and behold, put them in an airtight container. Tupperware containers are all airtight. So that is going to help with the dehydration. The other thing though that makes your produce go bad is the yellower or greener it is, the more gas it gives off. So think of broccoli for a second. You take your broccoli, you spin that bag really nice and tight, you tuck it underneath and you go set it on the shelf of your fridge. Well, next time you go to touch your broccoli, before you grab it, look at that bag. It blows up like a balloon. That broccoli gives off tons of gas and it actually starts to rot itself. If you've ever opened a bag of bad broccoli, you know what I'm talking about. So that gas does rot itself. So Tupperware came up with a venting system to help you vent your produce so that it does last longer and you can give off that gas. So not only are they airtight, they allow the gases to come off that need to. So there is 4 different categories on our FridgeSmarts. You have your low breathers, which are here, the solid circle, okay, vegetables, fruit. You have your no breathers are your vegetables and your fruit. Your low breathers, your vegetables and your fruit. Your high breathers, just vegetables, and then there's no fruit in this category. And this is our do not refrigerate category, which I will come back to in a second. So now picture yourself, you just went to the grocery store. Come home, put all your produce out on your island and sort it into category. So put all your low breathers or non-breathers together, your low breathers and your high breathers together. Then they can go in that same container together. So for example, in my fridge, this would be strawberries and then blackberries, blueberries, and raspberries on top just because they're dainty. We don't want them on the bottom, they'll be squished. But I can put all those berries in here together and I change the vent on the top to all the way closed, so in the center here. And I'm just gonna open this and show you. There's 2 holes in here, a little hole and a big hole. So when it's in the center, it's blocking both those holes. So because berries are non-breathers, they go in here and it's airtight. And you can keep your produce 3 to 4 times its normal life. So let's take February. I live in Regina, Saskatchewan. In February, our strawberries or any berries are not in prime season. So I can get maybe 3 days out of them in my fridge. However, in a FridgeSmart, I can get like 2 weeks. Now let's skip forward to like June, July, August, when strawberries are so nice and all the berries are so nice. Put them in my FridgeSmart. I'm getting like a month out of my berries. All right. So you put them in according to category. So also in here we have zucchini, carrots, turnips, mushrooms, radishes, asparagus, celery. They can all go in the same container together. It does not get vented. You put it in your fridge and you're gonna get, like I said, 3 weeks to a month, if not longer. Mushrooms are kind of like 3 weeks to the day, but like carrots and celery, you're gonna get 2 months. And I'm talking like 2 months when you like break your celery, it would spit water everywhere, it like snaps, it's nice and crisp. Your celery your carrots when you bite into them, they have a really nice crunch to them, they're still full of juice, and they're orange, they don't turn white, they're orange. Because they stay in an airtight container, and that's why they last so long. Then you have your low breathers. So all your types of lettuce, your bell peppers, your fresh herbs, cauliflower, green onions, they all go in here. You change the vent on the top to the half open, half closed circle, so slide it over. That opens that wee little hole I showed you earlier. So they give off a little bit of gas. So as your cauliflower is giving off gas, it would come off the top, and that's what makes it stay longer. It lets it get rid of that gas. And then our high breathers, broccoli, corn on the cob, artichokes, Brussels sprouts, snap peas, they change your vent on the top to all the way open. And like I said, same thing, 4 weeks, your broccoli will last for 4 weeks in here, so you don't have to eat that crown of broccoli right away. And you can mix and match. So put your broccoli and your Brussels sprouts in here. Put corn on the cob and endive in here. But the biggest one, I really like spinach. Spinach, I can keep my spinach for 5 weeks in my FridgeSmarts. Put it in here, open the vent all the way open, and they will stay good for 5 weeks. So that's kind of the theory behind them. And then a few little tips and tricks. So the first one is put it in naked and dirty for the longest life, meaning don't wash it and take off that cellophane or the plastic on it or out of the paper bag and put it in here for the longest life. because we want everything to have its natural moisture level in it. So when we start to wash it, we're starting to promote rot. If we over dry it, such as put paper towels in it and stuff like that, we're promoting dehydration. So we leave it at its optimum moisture level. So take off all the wrapping and don't wash them for the longest life. Now that's what Tupperware says, that's the real teaching. I am gonna tell you what I do. I have 3 kids and a husband, and if it's not cut and washed, ready to go, it doesn't get eaten. So I cut and wash everything. I salad spin it to take that extra moisture out. Or for example, something like carrots, I'll put it on a tea towel, flip it over, rub them down, and then put the carrots in there. Or the celery, I do the same kind of thing. And I can still get that 5 weeks out of my spinach, 5 weeks out of my heads of romaine lettuce, with washing it and spinning it dry or patting it dry. Okay, so you can wash, just try to take it back to that normal moisture level, and that will help. Okay, another tip and trick or another thing about them is you'll see that they all have these little legs in them. Okay, these little ones, the little guys right in there, that's our moisture collectors. So if there's a little bit of moisture in your container, if it's dropping in there, that's absolutely fine. When it starts to get above those guys, so you open it up and you say you had raspberries in here, and it's above that leg in here, right in here, so that little one can be, but when it's above these two here, then you just put your hand in, drain that little bit of extra water out or moisture out, and that way it will stay longer because we don't want any extra moisture in these containers because that will promote rot. Now they are clear so you can see through, so when you open your fridge and you have all this fresh produce washed, it is so easy just to grab a container and have a snack, grab a container and make supper, anything like that. They are on sale lots of times during the year, so make sure you're talking to your consultant or get them for half price, or even yet you can join Tupperware and get them at a discount year round. And the last thing I'm going to tell you about them is cheese. Put your cheese in them, cut it to whatever container it fits in, dip a Q-tip in vinegar, both ends in vinegar, scotch tape it to the top, put the lid on, close both vents to all the way closed, and your cheese will stay good for 2 months. Okay, if you go back 5 weeks later and it's the Q-tip's all yellow and crusty, just take the Q-tip out or throw the Q-tip away, throw it away, and re-dip a new one and tape it on there, and your cheese will stay good for 2 months. Anyways, I love these containers. This set here is normally $114, and it will save you, a family of 4. If you're a family of 4, it's going to save you $1,200 in your first year. So think of that. Invest $114 today, and for 10 years from now, you have saved $12,000 on your produce, okay? Because you will not be throwing anything out. It stays longer in here so you can consume it. It stays neat in your fridge so it's nice and organized, right? And it's going to save you a ton of money. All right, anyways, talk to your consultant if you want to know more about our FridgeSmarts, because these are thebomb.com.